Today we're talking about the allegations being brought against singer Jason Derulo, Joe Biden announcing another chunk of student loans to be forgiven, a trans student winning 4th place has caused a great deal of controversy, and a drone attack in Syria raising some serious red flags on the future of warfare. All in what was supposed to be Friday's episode of the Insight Hour. What's up, gals and ghouls? Glad you could make it back for our action-packed Friday/Saturday episode of... I already said the title. Anyways, before you get ready to go live your weekend life, let's dive into what's been going on over the last couple days, shall we? Alice, if you would.
Singer Jason Derulo is facing a lawsuit filed by aspiring musician Imaza Gibson. She alleges that Derulo sexually harassed her and terminated their professional relationship when she refused his advances. The lawsuit also implicates Atlantic Records and Derulo's manager, Frank Harris. Derulo has denied these allegations, calling them completely false and hurtful.
Now, 25-year-old Imaza Gibson signed a contract with Derulo and was promised the moon and the stars, only to find out the moon was made of cheese and the stars were just glitter. She claims Derulo made some pretty outrageous demands, including something called a goat skin with fish scales, which apparently refers to sex and cocaine. I don't get it. But I'm not cool, so... Anyways, Gibson had described one encounter with Derulo, claiming that during a meeting with Atlantic Records, Derulo brought another woman in, presumably for a threesome. Now, Derulo's team is denying the allegations, and to be fair, he deserves his day in court. We need to remember the guy's been accused, not convicted. It's a pretty big difference. So let's pump the brakes before we get all Judge Judy on him. Because if he's innocent, this could be a career-destroying moment based on false accusations. So it's pretty crucial for the system to do its job here. But on the flip side, if these allegations are true, it makes you wonder how much of this sort of behavior is still going on out there. Having said that, how should the media and social media be handling such sensitive topics? There's a tendency to sensationalize these stories, and I'm not innocent because here I am talking about it. But what impact, if any, does this have on the cases? And should we be a bit more cautious about jumping on the clickbait bandwagon from here on out? Let me know what you think.
President Joe Biden has announced a new round of federal student loan forgiveness aimed at addressing what he calls the unsustainable debt accumulated by borrowers. This move will erase $9 billion in debt for 125,000 borrowers and is part of Biden's ongoing efforts to fulfill his campaign promises on debt relief.
So let's talk about money, or lack thereof if you're a student loan borrower. First off, this new plan will help roughly 125,000 borrowers. Putting that into perspective, there are about 45 million people in the US with student loans. So it's a little like throwing a cup of water on a forest fire and calling it a day, but I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, and some praise is deserved here. Biden's been under pressure to deliver on his campaign promises, especially after his original plan got smacked down by the Supreme Court. So at least he's doing what he can, even if it's not the grand gesture some of us were hoping for. Look, any relief is good relief, especially for those drowning in debt. Biden's efforts are a step in the right direction, and they show that the administration is taking the issue seriously. Or somewhat seriously. I mean, analysts are saying that resuming loan payments could suck roughly $100 billion out of consumers' pockets. That's billion with a B, as in, bro, how do you expect me to pay for my rent on top of this? $1 billion isn't pocket change. It's a significant chunk of money that could have gone into the economy. You know, restaurants, retail, housing, you name it. Instead, it's going back to Uncle Sam's vault. Now, what does this mean for the economy? Well, it's a little like taking the fuel out of a car and expecting it to run. Consumer spending drives economic growth, and if people are tightening their belts to pay off loans, then there's less money circulating in the economy. Which, disgustingly enough, is also the approach that they're taking to curb inflation right now. Make us poorer so we can't spend as much. Less demand, lower prices. Theoretically. How's that working out for all of you? This feels a little like a domino effect moment. First student loans, then housing, then healthcare. Sounds like a fast pass to another financial catastrophe. So something that's got me a little suspicious that Biden's only really now making these moves as he's gearing up for re-election. So is this actually genuine, or is this what they call 4D political chess? I'm not saying politicians can't do good things. I'm just saying re-election is the name of the game. On the bright side, Biden is taking action. Whether it's for votes or not, people are getting some relief, and as I said before, that's a huge win. Oh, and full disclosure, I've personally taken advantage of the SAVE program, and luckily enough, it's going to help me tremendously. If you haven't, I would advise you do the same thing. I'll link it in the description below, but if you've got loans, check it out. Maybe at least apply and see what sort of relief you may qualify for. But yeah, down there.
Our next topic is a sensitive and highly debated issue. A high school transgender runner in Maine has sparked outrage after placing 4th in the girls' division, having previously placed 172nd in the boys' division. This has led to heated discussions about fairness in sports and the rights of transgender athletes.
Okay, so I'm going to do my best to tread carefully here. First up, let's talk about fairness. Critics have been saying that this isn't fair to cisgender girls who've been training their whole lives to be competing with transitioned women. And look, I get it. Sports are competitive and everyone wants a level playing field. But what does level mean in this context? On the one side, we've got the identity issue. This runner identifies as a girl and who wants to compete as one. Who are we to say you can't do that? On the other side, you have people stating that biological differences are unfair. After all, the athlete ranked 172nd in the boys division, but 4th place in the girls. It's complex, and there's no one-size-fits-all answer, but any conversation that pushes us to reevaluate how we think and makes us question the status quo, never a bad thing. This particular issue is divisive, and it's causing a rift in not just sports, but in schools and communities surrounding it. So we need to find a way that addresses this that respects everyone's rights and identities. So how do you think organizations and schools should handle this? What's the solution? Is there a solution? Let us know in those comments.
We turn now to a devastating event in Syria. A drone attack on a military academy in Homs has resulted in at least 100 casualties, according to a war monitor and an official. The attack occurred just minutes after Syria's defense minister left a graduation ceremony at the academy. This marks one of the bloodiest attacks ever against a Syrian army installation and is unprecedented in its use of weaponized drones.
Yeah, drones are becoming the new face of warfare, and this shows just how devastating they can be. It's like warfare got an upgrade, and I'm not sure it's the kind we wanted. You know, things are only gonna get worse as AI get better too. We already covered reports of different world governments developing LAWs, laws, lethal autonomous weapons. You know that they name these things before they assign the anagram, right? Because that's really cool, and there's no possible way that was an accident. Now, Syria's been in a state of civil war for over a decade now, but this particular attack could have a ripple effect that go beyond its borders. I mean, when you've got drones flying around dropping bombs, sort of a security concern for the whole region and, you know, the whole world. It's sort of hard to find the silver lining here, but if there is one thing to take away, it's the urgent need for diplomatic solutions, because the attack exposed the vulnerability in modern warfare, and it's a wake-up call that we're not prepared for the threats of the 21st century. Let's get this straight. AI is the new arms race. Forget nukes. Countries are pouring billions into AI research for military applications. It's all about algorithms and machine learning now. But AI isn't all doom and gloom. On the positive side, it could make warfare more precise, reducing civilian casualties. Imagine drones that could tell the difference between combatants and non-combatants. On the other hand, what happens when an AI system goes rogue or gets hacked or something? We could be looking at accidental strikes. Or worse, the AI systems could turn against their operators. I don't think that's a movie I'm ready to live through yet. Let's not forget the ethical quagmire here as well. Like, who's responsible when an AI makes a mistake? I mean, presumably we'll eventually have someone to hold accountable for this bombing, but can we even hold a machine accountable? It's like trying to sue your Roomba for tripping you. Yeah, good luck with that. So like I said, the potential for AI to revolutionize warfare isn't necessarily all that bad. Things would definitely be more efficient, and potentially more humane outcomes could happen. But, and it's a big but, we need to tread carefully and consider all the implications, because the rapid advancement of AI in warfare could also lead us down a dangerous path. And yes, I'm talking about Terminator. Now, we did have a last story picked out for you guys, but unfortunately it got too late while we were producing the video, so I decided to cut it. Still living that 9 to 5 life over here. But thanks for coming around today and checking it out anyways. Until next time, stay weird, stay safe, and I will see you on Monday. And no, for real, it'll be on Monday this time. Bye!